G'day everyone, nice and early in the morning, cold winter morning this morning, and I'm just parked myself up in the shed, sitting in front of the old potbelly here, and I'm not far away from cooking some breakfast. I've got some herring fillets and some eggs, but I wanted to talk about the South Mole closure. As you saw on the thumbnail, yeah, the South Mole closure. Gee, it's a real shame. Yeah, it's a real shame we've lost access to such an iconic fishing spot due to unfortunately actions of the few affecting the access of many to such a great spot. So yeah, I'll go over a few points about my thoughts about that. It's going to be one of those videos, no fishing in this video, it's going to be me just flapping my gums at you. So if that's not your kind of thing, now's probably the time to click off, but if you want to hear my thoughts, hang around. Yeah, as I wander through my winter veggie patch, all a bit grim. Have a look at that dragon fruit right there. That's a whopper. That's a beauty. But anyway, staying on topic, yeah, the South Mole. So I guess first I'll give you sort of my background, spin around again, my background with the South Mole. So the South Mole for me is my fishing spot. That's where I learned how to fish, where I started fishing, and not only fishing, it holds very strong memories for me. My first love for the ocean came from snorkeling, freediving and swimming. That was where I got my first start. I'm a Freo boy. South Mole was the local spot. I'd get down there and jump in the water, and that's where it all started for me. South Mole, getting in the water, having a look around under there, and yeah, that's my first love for the ocean. Began at the South Mole. So yeah, there's that. So later years in life I got more into surfing. Actually, I spent more and more time surfing and less time fishing in my teens and 20s. Didn't ever stop fishing or freediving, but yeah, surfing became a much larger part of my life, so the South Mole wasn't the focus anymore. But later in life I drifted back to the South Mole. It's just a place that keeps drawing me back. I love it. I go freediving there regularly. You've probably seen one or two videos that I've made of me freediving at the South Mole. South Mole sessions. I love it that much. I keep going back there for sessions, I call them. And it's always just a pleasant spot to wet a line. Yeah, I'm really gutted about the lack of access at the moment. It really, it's really a bit of a thorn in my side. So yeah, hopefully that changes in the near future and the actions of the few don't spoil it for the many. Yeah, so what actually spoiled it? So I think it started with more and more people camping on the South Mole. A lot of them were just backpackers that couldn't be bothered paying for accommodation, and I get that. It's expensive to travel. If you got a cheap or a free option, you're going to take it. I get it. But yeah, it got to the point, a couple of times I went down the Mole to have a fish, and you just couldn't find a spot to park your vehicle. It was getting kind of ridiculous. And the final straw for Fremantle Ports was, I believe they had a rave party down there, and yeah, Fremantle Ports just said, yep, enough's enough, we're not putting up with antisocial behaviour. That's the end of it. Lock the doors, close the gates. which is, yeah, understandable but disappointing for the many that just sort of rock up to go for a fish. So have they actually solved the problem? Well, I've been down there a few times recently, and excuse the plane flying overhead, the problem's still there. All they've done is moved the parking back closer to the art centre at the start of the mole there, and the parking there is just non-existent because there's people camping there. So they haven't solved the problem, they've just moved the problem. The problem's still there, and from what I can see, the only thing that has been achieved is to block access to the mole for people who need it. So I'm going to qualify that remark by saying I'm probably not one of the ones that need access to the mole. So I'm perfectly fit and able-bodied, so I can go to the beach, I can go pretty much anywhere I want. I'm not a huge fan of fishing at the North Mole, scrambling around on the granite. That's not really my idea of a good time. So I prefer the South Mole, it's just so much easier. But yeah, I can go to other places. But if you think of more elderly people that want to go for a fish, perhaps you've got kids who are, have issues, have difficulties, you want to get them down to a safe, easy fishing spot with vehicle access right there, South Mole's perfect for that, and at the moment it's just not available, which is a real shame. Let's get a few more bits of wood on the fire here. Don't want the fire to die down while I'm flapping my gums. That one didn't go so well. Well, that one, come on Andy. Yeah, so what about the closure? I understand, look, the Fremantle ports run the North and the South Mole. It's, it's their property, it's their jurisdiction, and it's a privilege to fish at those areas. It's not a right. The Fremantle ports have the right to close them anytime they see fit, for whatever reason. Very regularly, safety reasons actually. During winter periods of very high swell, they'll close it. So yeah, I understand that it is a privilege to fish at those places, and obviously the privilege has been abused. But I mean, antisocial behaviour is everywhere. I mean, you walk 15 minutes from the South Mole and you're in the Fremantle Cappuccino Strip. You're right in the middle of a busy entertainment district, and you can't tell me that there's no antisocial behaviour around the pubs and clubs in Freo. But they don't get closed down, do they? They remain open. And of course I understand that the Fremantle Mole isn't a business that relies on clientele coming and pouring piss down their throats, but if you're going to close down everything due to antisocial behaviour, nothing's going to remain open, because frankly there's always going to be dickheads everywhere. People are dickheads, unfortunately. So yeah, that really is disappointing. Another thing is, it just seems to be the way that more and more fishing spots are being either reduced access or completely closed altogether, no access. I'll give you an example. I went the other morning, I actually went to the North Mole about a couple of weeks ago, and the crowds were just nuts, so I thought, yeah, I'm not doing this. So I actually drove down to Port Coogee. I was just going to go and jump on the beach in front of the old power station. Sorry, the big sign there says no fishing. So, there's another spot gone. That's another spot from my younger days. Me and my mates would often go down there and fish in front of the power station back in the old days before there was a Port Coogee. But yeah, no fishing there. Another one is you can't fish with wire trace anywhere in the Perth metro area, so I'm not sure I want to get involved in the whole slippery slope argument about shark fishing, but well, it's a start, isn't it? It's once the wedge goes in, it only gets fatter. So where is this taking fishing in WA? Is the South Mole going to be a case study for places lost for generations? Is this it? Is the South Mole never going to open again now? Gee, I'd hate to think so, but is it a possibility? Yeah, ruined by antisocial behaviour. Watch out, Rose, I'm going to step on you. Poor old Rosie, she doesn't move so quick these days. Do you, pup? Yeah, so I know I'm painting a bit of a grim picture here, but I mean, that's the reality. I might very likely have gone down the South Mole this morning if I could. I should say there is pedestrian access to the mole. It's not completely closed off, but I mean, come on, what's the point of driving down there with all your gear in your back of your ute if you've got to unload and walk down the length of the mole? It's yeah, fishing's about enjoying yourself, so where's the enjoyment in that? Here's my fire going here. I'll get my pan on. I'll start cooking breakfast soon. This is turning into a bit of a long-winded rant, but oh well, it's one of those occasions where I felt like I needed to say something, even if no one hears it. Yeah, so let's just sit down here and keep an eye on my breakfast. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Please feel free to tee off in the comments. Regardless of your opinion, you might think I'm full of shit. If so, tell me. I'm a big boy, I can handle it. Or you might completely agree with me and love the South Mole and can't wait to get back down there when it's opened. Or you never fish the South Mole at all and you don't really care. I would say that you should care, because even if you don't fish the South Mole, this kind of thing can happen anywhere, and people get shut out of their favourite fishing spot for the actions of others. That's pretty ordinary. That's not a great situation. I'd love it if someone, pretty unlikely, but I really would love it if someone from Recfish West or the Fisheries Department or Fremantle Ports saw this video. Look, I know they've got plenty of community feedback, but I'd love if someone saw my thoughts on it at Fremantle Ports and thought, gee, is there a way we can open this up? To get on top of camping, maybe open during daylight hours, just so you get some access back for people who want to drop a line in, especially, as I said, elderly guys and girls, and people who might not be quite as physically able as others. I really, look, I understand that people are going to camp in spots and try and save money, and it's not just that. We're in the middle of a housing crisis in WA. Some people have got nowhere to sleep, so not all the campers at the South Mole are shithead backpackers who refuse to pay their way. Some of them are poor bodies that have no other choice. So it's a tough situation, not just to do with fishing. Some people just don't have anywhere to live at the moment, so tough one. But yeah, maybe opening up during daylight hours, stop the campers overnight and open up during daylight hours so people can at least get out there and, you know, enjoy it, you know. And it's not just about fishing. I get down there with my wife occasionally, and well, not lately, you know, just sit in the back of the ute and have some chicken and chips and watch the ships roll into the harbour, watch all the boats come in. I know I can go and do that at Gage Roads and have a beer as well, but you know, I can do it for free in the back of sitting in the back of my ute. So yeah, I really am praying for access to be opened up again. But anyway, that's my video. As I said, if you want to tee off in the comments, whatever you want to say in the comments, feel free. Get stuck into me if you think I'm full of shit. If you agree with me, let me know. But yeah, really hoping for such an iconic spot for West Australians to be opened up again. There's probably a few things I've missed in this video, so if you can think of things, points that maybe I could have raised, yeah, drop them in the comments, and we'll continue the conversation there. Anyway, thanks not for coming fishing with me this time. Thanks for listening to me, flapping my gums. I'm going to go and finish cooking my breakfast and enjoy my breakfast now. Thanks for listening. Tight lines. See you next time.